Mike Tomlin, Matt Canada, Eddie Faulkner, Frisman Jackson, Pat Meyer, Alfredo Roberts, Mike Sullivan, Glenn Thomas, David Corley, Isaac Williams, Terrell Austin, Grady Brown, Aaron Curry, Carl Dunbar, Denzel Martin, Gerald Alexander, Jason Brooks, Danny Smith, Matt Tomshow, Garrett Jamont, Marcel Pastor, and Roden Delalis. Fire everyone. G'day guys, welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. It's going to be a long week. I just listed all the coaching staff. That is every single coaching staff from the Steelers, the Pittsburgh Steelers organization, all the way from the head strength and conditioning coach to a bloke called Matt Tomshow, the quality coach control, right? Danny Smith was in there, Gerald Alexander, he's a defensive backs assistant coach, inside linebacker Aaron Curry, all the blokes are in there. Frisman Jackson, wide receivers coach, all the way up to Matt Canada and Mike Tomlin. That's what you guys want. You guys want to fire everyone, right? Imagine, I want to start with this, and I'm going to go through some of the guys like Tomlin, Matt Canada, and Austin, and I'm going to give you my opinion on my short take on what that means for the team this point in the season. Imagine if they did fire everyone. Who's going to replace them? Okay, let's start with Mike Tomlin. If they fire Mike Tomlin, Matt Canada, and Terrell Austin, imagine if you guys got your wish. A lot of comments out there want to fire Tomlin. They want to fire Clean the House. They want to fire Matt Canada. They want to fire Terrell Austin. Clean the whole house, right? Let's say you got your wish into week 5 or week 7 after the bye. After the bye, week 7, I believe, versus the Rams. It's a whole new staff. Who steps up? Okay, we fire Tomlin. We fire Canada, Austin. Does that mean Danny Smith is going to be coaching the Pittsburgh Steelers? Does that mean in the roster that Aaron Curry might be defensive coordinator? Does that mean that Mike Sullivan or Glenn Thomas will fill the role of offensive coordinator? At some point, guys, we have to realize too, it's not going to happen. Tomlin for sure isn't going to happen, and we'll start with him first. So Tomlin, by the way, I have you guys know that if you don't know, if you're new to the channel, I'm a big Mike Tomlin supporter. I always have been. I always will be. It won't matter if he loses every single game. I like the way he coaches. I like the way his personality is. I just like Tomlin for what he is and what he brings to the city and what he's done for the city. Because Mike Tomlin is always working. Always working.
Coach Tomlin, let's go for the win, man.
Right? I just like him overall as a coach and as a person. And hopefully one day I can save up my pennies and coin that I can go to the Hall of Fame. And I think he'll get in. He's never had a losing season. He's got like the 10th most wins in NFL history, and he will be coaching. And if he does get an extension, he'll be coaching for a very long time. There'll be more wins to be had, and we're still sitting here at 2-2. So Mike Tomlin, this is why I'm kind of over the debate. I'm really done with the debate. To me, you guys know how I support him, right? I support him. And by the way, too, I had a comment on one of my videos saying, "Why do you support him?" Well, because he's my coach and he's my team, and it's good to get around your team. You can be critical. There were certain parts of the game yesterday where I thought, okay, why did you go for 4th and 1? Why'd you do this? Why'd you do certain other things? Or, why weren't you playing JPJ more? Or where's the run defense? Sure, you can be critical, but these things can also be worked out as we go. So I'm always going to support Mike Tomlin, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think it's like, oh my goodness, he swore. Can you believe that? That guy from Australia doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know any football. He supports his coach. To me, I don't think it's a bad thing. I get behind my coach, and also, I don't think he's going to be fired. He won't be fired. The Roonies won't fire him at this point. You do not fire your head coach at 2-2 going into Ravens week at home. If the Steelers beat the Ravens, and yes, they've got to play better. If the Steelers beat the Ravens, they will sit at the AFC North top. They'll be 3-2. They'll be on the very top at first. Browns are like 2-2. I think the Bengals are 1-3. If you beat the Ravens, we're on top. So to me, they're not going to fire Tomlin. Every loss we have, it seems like we come back to that. It's like a circle. Every loss. There are wins we have, and everyone's quiet. No one gives him praise for going all the way out to, Raiderland with Kenny Pickett and getting the first win since 1995. Where's the praise for that? No one gives him praise for beating the Browns team and defense they have, right? The Ravens just beat them too. No praise for that. Sure, we give them a lot of slack for the loss against the 49ers and now against the Texans, and they weren't prepared. We see that, but a football game broke out and they played better. So in my opinion, Tomlin isn't going anywhere. and the debate doesn't make any sense. The next one, though, is this one does make a lot more sense, in my opinion, too. So Matt Canada, he's also on the hot seat. I do agree with this one, though. I haven't seen anything from Matt Canada in the last 3 years that says he deserves to have another contract at the end of the year. Now, if he doesn't deserve another contract at the end of the year, then they might as well move parts with him now. And something tells me that over this Ravens game or the bye, that something may happen. They might demote him or fire him. And I know the Steelers don't do that. The Rooneys don't do that. But something tells me that a small chance they might get rid of him. Mike Tomlin talked about the other day about change. He wants change in the offense. Now, statistically, Matt Canada in this offense, and I know it's the players too. It's on Matt Canada. It's on Kenny Pickett. He didn't play very well on the running game. It's everything. But offensive-wise, speaking the stats, this team is like 32, 29, 31, 28 in so many stats. Yards, TDs, first downs, whatever. Anything you name for an offense to be, they're like 32. So I agree with that. I think Matt Canada should be getting get the cut, hopefully before the bye, and I think he should be, out the door. At the same time, though, we know how the Steelers operate, and it doesn't look like that. So I understand the frustration about firing MC, and you know what? I'm kind of sick of saying his name. So it's going to be a long week, and this will probably be the only video talking about this. In the next few videos, we'll talk about the AFC North. We'll talk about who fills in for Kenny Pickett and his health and that kind of stuff. What does the team need to do on run defense? Do they need to upgrade for Hoko? All that kind of stuff. Let's just stick to the coaching for this one today because it's hot topic right now. Everybody wants Mike Tomlin fired. Everybody wants MC fired. And also the sneaky guy in the room too. No one's talking about Terrell Austin. Should he be fired? I don't think he should be fired, but he should be on the hot seat too. Along with, because both coordinators right now, they can't put together a game plan. They couldn't stop the run with, is it Damian Pierce, the Texan running back? They couldn't stop Nico Collins, a receiver. It always seems like one big receiver gets a lot of runs, a lot of catches and yards and yak, all that stuff. And next minute, the Steelers can't stop that. We have Peterson, Levi Wallace. They need to do better. Minka's playing his harder. They're trying to get all the tackles. They just couldn't stop that wide open receiver at all and got burnt every single time. The 49ers beat 30-37. This team beat us 30-6. Got absolutely done. So my view on these things here is Tomlin won't be cut, won't be fired. It's not going to happen. So why do we keep talking about it? And the other one is Matt Canada could be a maybe. That's a possibility. It's like you could see it happening where Glenn Thomas would step up and he'd start calling the plays. It's not good enough that Matt Canada's been running this show for 3 years and nothing's really changed. From Big Ben to Trubisky to Kenny Pickett, now back to Trubisky. It doesn't matter who's in there. Nothing seems to work. The play calling is really bad. There's no creativity. The whole NFL media is calling him out and calling out Mike Tomlin too. So something's got to change there. You might need like an scapegoat with Matt Canada at this point. And then also a bit of pressure on Terrell Austin. But here's my last point, right? Why do we keep talking about it? We can't change it. As fans of the team, we can't change it. We just can't. So fire everyone. Like I said, I named all the coaches. I named David Corley, Isaac Williams, Glenn Thomas, Alfredo Roberts, Mike Sullivan, Frisman Jackson, Pat Meyer. Fire them all. We can't change it. As fans of the team, all we can do is, be critical of certain parts. I don't mind if you're critical, right? That's fine. This guy should be doing this. We got to play JPJ. We need Keanu Benton getting more snaps. We need someone to help out the run game. Sure, be critical. But at this point, being 2-2, we can't change anything. We just can't. You just can't. So I don't know why we get into online debates about this guy sucks, this guy fire that guy. Najee's better, Warren's better. It doesn't seem logical in my opinion. Anyways, that's it. So Tomlin's saying Matt Canada maybe could be gone, could be an idea because it's really bad. And Terrell Austin needs to step up too. The whole team's got to step up, right? But at the same time, I'm very hopeful this week going through to, the Ravens game. We're 2-2. The Steelers have 1-0 in the division. They lost against Texans, lost against the Niners. They've beaten the Raiders and the Browns. They're 2-2. The season is not over yet. Now, young Kenny Pickett, I think he'll come back, but I saw some news that it might be like 3 or 4 weeks. I don't put any hate on him for being out. But Mitch Trubisky might step up and see what he can do in that role. Now, can we win this game versus the Ravens? That's going to be time to tell. Right now, I've got us losing. It's going to be very hard to beat Lamar Jackson. But at the same time, the Steelers tend to do this. They do play down to competition, or they're not ready for Texans games like that where they're going out to a new stadium and haven't been there in a few years. And by the way, that was the Texans' first win in like 2021. So, and then they'll get ready for a real hard game against the AFC North and then win by 4 points. So, anyways, that's it. It's going to be a long week, guys. Fire everyone, and I'm out.